Hello, you wonderful sons and daughters of God, my brothers and sisters. Great to have you here. So glad you're here. We're going to be talking about Doctrine and Covenants Section 87 today. It's a very short section, but fantastic insights over here relating to the prophetic events leading up to the return of Christ in power and glory. And so keep a prayer in your heart. This is a fantastic opportunity to have a feast for your faith in Christ. And let's go ahead and get started with section 87. Up in the heading, we find that this is a revelation and prophecy on war given through Joseph Smith, December 25th, 1832. Let's go ahead and see what revelation he got. Verily, thus saith the Lord, concerning the wars that will shortly come to pass, beginning at the rebellion of South Carolina, which will eventually terminate in the death and misery of many souls. And the time will come that war will be poured out upon all nations, beginning at this place. For behold, the southern state shall be divided against the northern states, and the southern states will call on other nations, even the nation of Great Britain, as it is called. And they shall also call upon other nations in order to defend themselves against other nations, and then war will be poured out upon all nations. And it shall come to pass that after many days slaves shall rise up against their masters, who shall be marshaled and disciplined for war. All right, did that happen? Absolutely. That's the Civil War, 1861 to 1865. Did the blacks participate in that battle? Absolutely. Back then, there was about 4.5 million blacks in America, and there was about 200,000 of them that was either in the military or the Navy. And God bless them for fighting for our freedom, for our liberty. And about 40,000 of them lost their life fighting for our freedom that we enjoy today. So that prophecy was fulfilled. And when it's talking about that the slaves will rise up against their masters, well, out of the 4.5 million, there was about 200,000 that was active in the military, so military and Navy. So it was a very small percentage, but how important was that? And so now let's take a look at verse 5. And it shall come to pass also that the remnants who are left, now the remnants of who? This is the blacks. So it shall come to pass that also the remnants who are left on the land will marshal themselves, and shall become exceedingly angry, and shall vex the Gentiles with a sore vexation. And we can see that that's starting to shape up now. And with Trump and the re-election, oh my gosh, there's a lot of division going on in the country, and there's a lot of people that are upset. Does it mean over here in the prophecy that it's only going to be the blacks? No. Was it only the blacks that fought in the Civil War for freedom? No. They were a small percentage back then, and they were a small percentage of the black population that fought for our freedom back then. And I think now, and this is my opinion, that we're going to see that it's a very small population, percentage-wise, that is going to be angry and going to be causing problems. And I don't think that it's just going to be blacks either. I think there's going to be a lot of other people that are going to be upset. But over in totality, I think it's going to be a small percentage all the way around. But we know how a few people can cause a lot of problem. But look at the verse 6 now. And thus with the sword and by bloodshed the inhabitants of the earth shall mourn, and with famine and plague and earthquake and thunder of heaven and the fierce and vivid lightning also shall the inhabitants of the earth be made to feel the wrath and indignation and the chastening hand of an almighty God, until the consumption decree hath made a full end of all nations. and that the cry of the saints and the blood of the saints shall cease to come up into the ears of the Lord of the Sabbath from the earth, to be avenged of their enemy. Wherefore stand ye in holy places, and be not moved, until the day of the Lord come. For behold, it cometh quickly, saith the Lord. Amen. So verse 6, so we have this prophecy about the blacks, a small percentage probably, are going to be angry and going to vex the Gentiles sorely. But then verse 6, this covers about a 30-year period of time or so. I don't know when Christ is going to come back for sure, but it's going to be quite a while. And as I say, Christ will return in power and glory when all the prophetic events leading up to his return have been fulfilled as promised. So it just seems like this prophecy about the blacks being angry and vexing the Gentiles sorely, that it's a sign that verse 6 is about ready to kick in. And with 6, that's talking about wars, it's talking about bloodshed, it's talking about famine and plagues and earthquakes. And we've had all those type of things and everything, but it just seems like this is okay. This is giving us a little indication of what we got coming up here, guys. So when we take a look at the chart, then what we know is that the United States is going to be splitting up into 4 nations. We can see how that's shaping up right now. We're just getting more and more polarized. But over the next 5 years or 4 years, so we're talking about by the end of 2024 is what I'm expecting, that the cat is going to get out of the bag, that we're going to have scientific proof that we have asteroids or meteorites or something that are heading our way. Now, they won't hit Earth, in my guess, until about 2029 to 2032. But just the news of that coming out, I think that that's going to cause a huge disruption around the world economically, and of course that will reverberate down into supplies, and that can cause famine. It can lead into plagues and just all kinds of bad stuff there. But if we anticipate that, if we plan for that, then we can have a more smoother transition when the United States splits up. And we can go into a prepared government with a new monetary system that can be designed to withstand the prophetic events coming. And so maybe it's a gold standard, maybe it's a gold standard that's connected to Bitcoin. I don't know exactly what it's going to be. It's going to be great to have a discussion with you about this. But what I see is that because we understand these prophecies and we can start using them to prepare for these things, that we'll have a better chance of being able to handle the situation. And again, this is not about what can we do to just prepare ourselves and our families and loved ones. No, not at all. I really believe that God wants us to prepare for our families and our loved ones. But I think that I know God also wants us to prepare to help those who are not prepared. That is what he's wanting us to do. So great to have you here. I'm excited I can share this section with you. Fantastic insights over here. And now you have a blessed day, and let's go out there and love God with all our heart, might, mind, and straight, and let's love our neighbor. Let's love everyone as ourselves. God bless you. Take care.